So, I can't get over this name. All right, these are the Balans 5, B-A-L-A-N-S-V. I'm assuming that means 5. I assume that because there's nothing written on the only page on the internet where you can buy these or sell them or look at anything about them. They're the Cella Audio Studio headphones, Cella, C-E-L-L-A, okay. But the place they're sold from is Audio. Okay, I'm fucking done. All right, I'm done. I'm retiring. This is it. This is the breaking point. $449. Check out with Shop Pay or other options. The things it tells you about this headphone. The name, 72 millimeter dynamic drive. Doesn't say what type. Doesn't say impedance. Doesn't say nothing. 2 3.5 millimeter plug. Come with XLR cable. Real wood. The end. So, here's the case it comes with. Unlabeled, a giant box, huge even. Brand new desk mat, because the previous one that was a Hagao Girls got sold out on Amazon, so I had to go find a brand new one. Here is the new one. Enjoy the link in the description. Very basic wallpaper, because my life's been turned upside down. Because these are fucking good. Like, real good. Like, why is no one talking about these? Like, they've just been sitting on my desk, and I went back and forth, and I put them in, and then we've got to talk about the wire, and then we've got to just... These are a creamy, smooth, airy, just delicious fucking dynamic headphone. And they got their issues. They got their issues, their build issues. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, all right. I like these headphones. I'm going to recommend these headphones. Let's talk about these headphones. They look like headphones. Perfectly fine. I have nothing against the looks of them. We've got a nice... This is metal here. It does the twisty. It's actually really well dampened. Like this, it's not like just sliding, and it's not like hard to twist. It's just very, very fluid and smooth. Spring loaded. I actually did have to stretch it out, get rid of the clamp out of it because it was a little bit too clampy. The wood here is real wood. There, not a lot of it. You don't get much. You get like a fucking 3 millimeter strip around the outside. However deep that is. The pads do look like they came off of like Brainwave's shelf. They kind of feel like someone put these pads on aftermarket, but they're the stock pads and they're fine. They're huge, 3-knuckle and huge, like they're huge. The back is metal. It's got a little bit of paper behind it, which I feel like that would be, you hear me pushing it away from the glue. That's like the only part that's like, it should be maybe not a paper, but they're obviously doing tuning with it. The inside has nothing underneath. It just feels flat. We're going to pull the pads off in a second. The biggest problem I have with the build is this head strap thing, which you can see is cockeyed. But it's so weird because it's made of this thick like leather or rubberized leather or something that looks like it came off of used military gear from Russia. And then it's held in place with just elastics on the end, like coming out of one hole. So if you open it up, it'll literally just, you know those things that you spin, you can pull it and it spins the picture? It reminds me of that. So it'll just lay straight down. You can wear it like Geordie LaForge's like visor. So when you put these on, or when you take them off, if you leave it together for a long enough time, and then open it to put on your head, you're fine. But if you're like, I'm gonna open it up, it just starts starts doing that, which can be quite the fidget spinner, but at the same time that's fucking weird. So that's like a slight, like once it's on your head it's fine, but it's weird. It's just weird. The wire's also kind of strange too. It's a 3.5 millimeter, but for some weird goddamn reason they're using extremely short 3.5s that are also sleeved, so you put it in, then this whole sleeve goes around and it clicks in. And I think you could use regular 3.5 millimeter cables on it. It's just that's strange. 3.5 monos. And you got the two of them. They're in very, very thick, twisted heat shrink. And they're real fucking long. That's like 16 inches long. That's like 0.4 meters long to a split. And then they go to this fucking huge cable that says speaker cable, Canair, made in Japan. So they're using Canair speaker cable to build these, and they're terminating them in 4.4, 4-pin XLR. It does come with, I'm really upset how light this is, it keeps moving. It does come with the adapter here, at least my set did, to go from 1/4 inch to 4-pin XLR. This is a no-name brand. This one actually looks old and used. Like, it just looks dirty. But I mean, I'm fine with it. It works. I'm glad it comes with. It also has the same exact wire as this, which is nice. We'll plug it into the Rebel amp next. Yeah, so they got these little dinky connectors, and there's gold here, and then you have the left and right labels are there, and then the left and right labels are here, so that's right. I guess it's kind of like it would protect it from being pulled, but there's really no risk of that. You just have a massive cable for this. So I'll put them on again. Comfort is, hold on, I'm adjusting things. Once you get them seated and you get the angles right and it's sitting, it's good. I'm happy. I could wear these. They feel pretty light. They're dynamic, they're not a planar, there's no magnets in there, except for the magnet on the back of the dynamic. And we play some music. And I'm running it off the EF600 right now. I'll obviously swap it around to other things. This was set up for when if you're not a patron, you're missing out on the review of the Modhouse Tungsten. That review will stay for patrons only until Ryan at Modhouse says I have the materials to sell publicly. So there's a secret review that is only available to patrons that won't be coming out for probably months, which is what that stack is for. But these are just super fucking gentle, easy to drive. Low gain on this is like nothing. I hear noise. Basically listenable volume. Loud as balls on low gain. Like, they just fly with efficiency. And then you hear them and it's like, damn, that is smooth. These might be one of the smoothest sounding dynamics I've heard in fucking years, honestly. Let's unplug this. Let's go in here now. We're on high gain from the tungstens. Do not want. They're just, these are lively, open sounding, just dynamics. They just rock. I just did the tungstens, which are the greatest headphones on earth, which kind of throws off my mental balance, but I know what enjoyment is. These are hitting way, like, I'm trying to think of what. These are more money by a lot than the new Zeus Elite. And you know what? They sound better than the Zeus Elite. They're clearer. They're more open. They're more airy. They're not twice the price, but they're up there. And they're, the only problem, you can't even argue comfort now because the pads in this are so big, other than that stupid flappy thing. These might be more robust, a headphone. I feel like no one's going to believe me because what the fuck's an audio? What the fuck is, like, what's a Cella audio? No one ever heard of this shit ever. You can't just invent a brand, Zeos, and have it be your fucking amazing. There you go. Someone told me about this. Someone I've met, someone in the industry, like, I'll set these up. You'll get them. He set them up. I got them. I'm a believer now. Are you actually interested in this? Do you care about a headphone no one's ever fucking heard of that Zeos is literally looking at his wall and going, it's better than that. It's better than that. AD2000X, yeah, it's better than the AD2000X. Okay, Susvara? Well, not Susvara, but Sundara. That's planar. But it's got a very similar, like, you put it on. I keep putting it on fast, and it keeps hitting me when the thing turns. It smashes on top of my head and lays flat. These have the same, like, airiness, like Sundara. I've been saying Susvara a lot. They're pleasantly nice. The only thing I could say is negative sound-wise is that occasionally you'll get a frequency or like Homer Simpson yelling is in my playlist, and that can get a little bit bright because they're so detailed and it focuses, it hyper focuses on it. But then anything else that isn't just like a hyper focused voice, it's just smooth, wide, light. It's like light whipped cream all over your nipples, all over them. I'm going to skip forward in this Mr. Robot song. Oh my god, there's a low end. I'm going to take this out of low gain. I'm going to put this in medium gain. I know, like a rebel amp. Jesus. Take that down from maximum. Put that on high gain. Set the tone controls. Blast the bass. My fucking word. Yeah, these came out of like literally nowhere. I've never heard of them. They only make one IEM and one headphone, and this is it. And I don't even know what driver is that 70 millimeter driver? 70 fucking 2 millimeter dynamic driver. Where? Let's take the pads off. Let's look at it. Let's see if we could see the magic. Holy fuck. That explains many things. First of all, we've got what looks to be, it's not 3D printed, that's just cut like Lexan. And we've got holes for days. It's in 2 pieces. And that driver is massive. They're big drivers, like, I haven't even tried. Imagine trying different pads. This is gonna be impossible to get these pads back in here, by the way. This gap is so tight. Look at this. I'm like tearing it out of there. So these headphones may just be ruined at this point. Look at the size of those with the blue ring around the outside. Honestly, first time I took the pads off. Like I assessed them. I don't know if I sound demoed these yet. Ow. All right, now they're just pressing against my head. It's like a fly in here, man. I hate it. You know what? Give me a second. Zeos is going to get a pad that isn't this pad. See if I can get it on there and just see if there's an audio difference. Because with a driver this big, I feel like I have to do a little bit of experimentation. Just give me a second. I'm literally just swapping pad after pad after pad, and I've had no failures. Like, you just get them on there so that you could hold it. You bastard fly. I just went through, like, here are the stock pads. Massive, thick, deep, perforated. But, like, they're nice, but they're not, like, Dakoni quality nice, but they're nice. So then I whipped out Dakoni SS sheepskin perforated angled, and they sounded fine. They sounded the same as that, but with a little bit more weird angled comfort. Then I found the cooling gel versions, which these have cooling gel, and I'm like, well, holy fuck. And then I went to the smaller ones, and the audio focused a little more, but not bad. And now I'm on these. They're immune to pads. They're such a big driver. I feel, this is 86, no distance. I feel it in my stomach, the low end. It's just a rumble, 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 rumble. God, if you could hear that over the... Stop it! I'm gonna play this song that's weird characters. They're great headphones. They're great headphones no matter what the fuck pad I put on them. This is how Zeos does fast pad swapping, by the way. It's a thing I perfected over the years. It's fine. It's harder to do with these massive pads. Usually you get one, you hold it, and you slide this son of a bitch in there. When I said perfected, I meant I'm still practicing. I want to try one more. Come on, I'll go back to this. As far as getting the pads on here, it's not impossible. It's just not gonna be fun. Let's see if I can get this around here. No, they're gonna be a pain in the dick because these have plastic inserts so they keep their shape because they're so big. So for now, it does stick out also a little bit here. But I'm just trying to get more access to that driver. It's such a big 72 millimeter driver. Is that the biggest dynamic driver I've ever heard of? Did Sony have like a 90? Something stupid. A bit sharper with that one, maybe? Yeah, but it's like, it's not... I've done pad swapping, and every time you swap the pad, it's like, it's worse, worse, slightly better, but worse. And with every pad swap on this, it's good. Lenny Kravitz is good. Richard Cheese is good. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If you have access to these sound demos in the Sound Demo Oasis on my patronage, just fucking look it up. Look, because you're not going to believe me. No one believes me anymore. This is a little bit loose and could probably be tightened in those screws, unless I left it loose on purpose. Yeah, they're not too far off. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea who makes a 72 millimeter dynamic. It looks like a lot of that is surround too, because you can see the white bit there. And it looks like it extends. It looks like there's a rolled surround all the way to the outside of this. That's fucking silly. This is silly. This is a silly headphone. And I'm glad it's called the Cella Audio and not the Audio. It might be sold on Audio, but it's not that. So yeah, no. Links to mouse pads. Links to these. Good luck. You got to convince yourself you want to buy something you've never heard of that Zeos is claiming is better than most things. It's just better than most things. And the fact that it's doing that with a 72 millimeter driver is pretty fucking impressive. So yeah, Zeos approves. Thumbs up. Let's go back into the... This wire is a tad thick. Like, I would probably thin this out. I'm sure it's super quality. I mean, it's Conair fucking speaker, but it doesn't need it. Usually with like, first of all, I don't know the impedance. Maybe it's 2 ohms impedance. I don't know. Doesn't say it. But either way, I don't think it needs this monster cable. Trademark copyright to monster cable. But fuck it. I'm not going to deny it. Yeah. Patreon and subscribe star support this channel. If you want to keep this channel going, for the love of God, either one of those sites for $5 a month, you get to see reviews early, participate in yard sales, and get access to the lossless sound demos both in the future and in the past. All the old sound demos that are gone are there. All new sound demos are filmed at this desk and put on there in video form. $10 a month private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat, where I'm going to ask anybody there if they've heard or seen the Cella Audio Studio Headphones Balans 5. And they're going to be like, and I'm going to be like, well, I got a set and they're fucking great. I think people are saving up money for the tungstens, but if you're looking for a dynamic, and the only thing I had here to test tube-ishness was this guy here, which is kind of like a tube hybrid. So I'm going to eventually put it on like a real tube. I don't have anything here hooked up right now. It's ripped apart back of my desk. But fuckman.com.org. And also, if you're in the $10 chat, you get into a lifetime swap meet channel to buy, sell, and trade gear. So in case I've ever steered you wrong or you just don't match the taste, you could be like, Zeo sold me this and I don't want it. Someone else will want it. Anyway, I'm done. You're done. Upside Down Girl is in the wallpaper horde. Figure out how that works. And I'm moving on.